I'm joined by Jed Adcock, our forwards coach. Jed, we started really strongly in Geelong but just couldn't keep it up in that second half.
Yeah, it was. The first half, first half was pretty solid and probably a little bit unlucky, to go in down at half time. And then second half, probably the class of the Cats and, they play that ground really well. And their ball movement second half was elite and we couldn't keep up with it. So credit to them in the second half.
Were those two quick goals at the end of that second quarter, did that ultimately let us down?
It was probably an 8-minute patch. I think it was 2 goals at the end of the second and about 3 goals at the start of the third. And all of a sudden it was 5 goals in 8 minutes and I think we lost the game by 7 goals. So, you can cancel a couple of them out and maybe get 1 or 2 yourself. It's, you're on pretty level terms. But it's probably lapses like that are, probably what we haven't seen as much this year that we saw last year. But as I said, they're a classy team and, pushing finals. So we just weren't able to adjust quick enough and stop the run.
A shining light for us on the afternoon was Dan McStay. How have you seen his development over the last couple of weeks and his accuracy in front of goal now?
It has been nice, the accuracy. Yeah, he started off the season really well in terms of front of goal and then, got through the middle part of the year and had a bit of a slump and missed a few. And, I think we've all heard he's been doing a bit of work behind the scenes and he's, it's nice to see him kicking straight again. So, but I think Dan will say it's just been nice for him to settle in one spot. He's been going from back and forward and back in the last couple of years. So it's been nice for him this year to have the consistency and continuity in playing forward and getting that relationship with Big O and Hippie at the same time, and those three starting to get a nice little partnership or three-way going, however you want to call it. So, yeah.
So in saying that with those guys, we had only 4 less inside 50s for the afternoon than the Cats. Was that surprising when you looked back at the stat sheet?
A little. I think what we saw is the connection from the Geelong players, and especially to Hawkins, it was elite, and there wasn't a lot our defenders could do on some of those passes coming in. We didn't, as I said, we didn't quite take our opportunities, and we still weren't too bad going inside 50. I think we went at 45% or 46% to score, which is league average. It's just that they were at 55%. So they probably entered a little bit cleaner and took their chances, and we were probably a little bit clumsy coming inside 50.
And just saying that, we've got North Melbourne this weekend, one of the few teams that will verse twice this season. How have you seen our development since that last game at Etihad? It's been
a fair turnaround. I guess if you look from that game, or if you look from the halfway point on, our stats have been nice and they've been trending the right way, and we've started to get our game going a little bit more. At the same time, North have still been playing some really good footy at the same time. But it's nice. I think if you look now, our numbers or stats, start to even up a lot more compared to maybe what they were before we played them. I think last time we played them, all we remember was a tale of 2 halves. It was first half they jumped out the blocks and ran away with the game, and then second half I think we actually won the second half by a point, but we had one on the bench, 3 injuries, but we just played smarter footy. So we've got to make sure that we can't let them get the start that they got last time.
And obviously a few people at the moment really in a much better playing performance, would you say?
Oh, I think the team's in pretty good form. Obviously we came off 3 in a row, and Adelaide to lose by 5 points, chance to win. The weekend we probably should have put ourselves in a position early, and then got run over the top. But most of the players, week in, week out, have been performing quite well. We've seen Beamsy, who's in really, really good form. It's nice to have Hodgie and Harris back, who'll be better off for the run now. Harris obviously 4 weeks off or 3 weeks off, whatever it was, and back in. So, but the players are in not bad form. So we just got to make sure we keep gelling as a unit and get a full quarter performance from everyone.
And you just mentioned Harris. How pleasing was it for the coaches to see him back on the ground?
It was, yeah. That was, I guess, when it first happened, everyone didn't know what the outcome was going to be and how long. And but it's been nice for him. It's just been nice to have him back around. It was for a couple of weeks, and then back on the training track, and it was nice to see him back out there. Unfortunately for him, the ball coming in was pretty clean, and Hawkins is in good form. 14 goals in 2 weeks is elite. So he had his hands full. But as I said, he'll be better off for the run, and he's ready to go against Big Benny Brown probably again.
Yeah, very exciting. Can't wait to see that matchup. Thanks so much, Jed.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.